the swing of the bat, and Stockings that set the team apart.
I'm Larry Knuckles Phillips. I played on the Cincinnati Red Stockings for about 25 years.
Rick, 2 times Krummen. I've been playing vintage baseball now for 16 years. I have played for both Cincinnati Red Stockings and the Cincinnati Buckeyes.
Honoring the sport's beginnings before it became America's favorite pastime.
So the Cincinnati Red Stockings and the Cincinnati Buckeyes play right here. What you see is Heritage Village, but this is our home field.
We represent a game called vintage baseball, which is really a reenactment of the way baseball was played in a particular time period, approximately from the time frame of 1864 to 1869. And we chose that obviously because we are Cincinnati, we love our Cincinnati Reds, and so we chose teams that actually played in that time period to model our organization against. After the Civil War, a lot of the veterans that were returning home had been exposed to baseball while they were involved in the Civil War. There were a number of teams that were organized in Cincinnati. The first one that was organized was actually called the Live Oaks. The second club was the Buckeyes.
Later in the 1860s, the organization created the Cincinnati Baseball Club, which eventually became the Cincinnati Red Stockings. They played for a few seasons and were undefeated.
They kept their undefeated streak going until June 14th of 1870. By that time, they had accumulated over 81 consecutive wins, and at the end of that year, the club disbanded, and professional baseball was over in Cincinnati for another 6 years until the National League was formed in 1876.
Over 100 years later, baseball lovers came together and revived these teams, staying rooted in tradition.
So in 2000, our club was formed of the 1869 Cincinnati Red Stockings and the Cincinnati Buckeyes, forming one club. We are now going into our 26th season, and the reason we can do that is just the continuous playing of other teams and keeping the excitement going. But also every year we try to bring on new players. I know this year each team could use 1 or 2 more players. Younger would be better, but
The team now travels and also plays games throughout the tri-state for different festivals and celebrations. What has changed from then to now when it comes to the game?
the first thing you're going to notice, we're not wearing gloves. Yet the ball is equally as hard as the modern baseball. The pitcher is at a shorter distance, but the pitcher is also throwing underhand. When the batter hits the ball, there's a play at first base, the runner has to stop at first base. He can't overrun it like in modern baseball. We do allow sliding. From a personal standpoint, that's what brings the excitement to me, is the ball hitting that wooden bat and that sound when you hit it solid and it takes off. Or when you're going from first to third and you're sliding into third and it's a close play. We still have that kind of excitement in vintage baseball, and I think also keeps the excitement for the fan. There's a lot of offense, but there's some great defense.
The traditions also show up in the friendly competition.
The opposing team might make a really good play in the field. It could be a running catch. It could be a diving play and he throws it to second. We will congratulate or applaud that play. So we're competitive, but we're gentlemanly. And you tip your hat to a nice play in the field.
Which doesn't usually happen in modern baseball.
They do not.
Both Two Times and Knuckles keep their nicknames and their love of the game close to their hearts.
I just love the game, and it grew into a family. I retired a few years ago. I try to umpire a few games every year, so I'm still very active with the club.
And if you're interested, the team could always use a few extra players.
We welcome those who want to play the game if they have a passion and a love for the game. If you have a background playing baseball, that's even better. We welcome you. Come out, watch a game and see it's for you. And yeah, come and play vintage baseball. And that's why we love doing it. We want it to continue.